the best way for them to learn though too. I mean, we all make mistakes growing up. It's all part of life, isn't it? So you're not going to learn if you don't make mistakes. And no one can say they don't make mistakes because they're lying, aren't they? It's just a way of life.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. I think it's the best learnings. I think standing over them, micromanaging these, just kind of piss them off, basically,
Turn
isn't
them
it?
into robots,
Yeah.
basically.
Whereas
Yeah,
if you let them make their own mistakes and then make them fix them, well, that's going to be the best learnings they can have. And it's,
yeah.
you can't say the mistakes don't happen because they're always going to happen. It's how you fix them and how you go about them that makes you better and improve along the way, don't you?
Thinking about building or renovating? Or maybe you are already knee-deep in a project now. Are you feeling unsure of which steps to take and if you are making the right calls? You're not alone. Welcome to Builders Beyond Borders, the podcast where experienced Aussie builders share real stories, insider tips, and practical advice so you can build with confidence, avoid costly mistakes, and actually enjoy the journey. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome to another fabulous year of the Builders Beyond Borders podcast. And today we're just joined by Matt from Matt Auld Builder down in Warrnambool, Paul from Independent Building Solutions in Canberra, and myself, Hugh from New Realm Homes in Melbourne. And we thought we'd start off with a fun little topic. And the fun little topic today is teamwork, and how the benefits, what and how the benefits of team are going to affect a build and build in all its entirety. So we thought we'd just sort of jump on and have this discussion, because I don't think that there's been a lot of times that we've actually seen people actually talking about their team and the importance that they're really sort of bringing to the fold when it comes to their projects. So thought I'd throw it out to the floor at the moment and see what kind of things we're actually seeing going on out there that really help these guys and ourselves with our projects that we are completing and have completed in the past, and whether a small team or a large team is actually beneficial depending on the type of project as well. Let's throw it to the floor and let's see what Matt or Paul actually have to say about this.
We've only got a very small team. We've got a qualified and an apprentice, and then myself. I've never really delved outside of that. That's been the biggest team in construction terms. Like, our company obviously has a bigger team with electricians, plumbers, all the trades that you need to put the business forward and all that sort of stuff. And that, surprisingly, I was talking about it to someone the other day. We haven't really changed it in the last, probably we've been out on our own now for 7 years or thereabouts, maybe a little bit longer. And majority of the team that we do have all been the same. We sort of all, we all know each other really well. We're in a small town, so it makes it fairly easy. But we have the team based on trust. I think we've been through the ups and downs of quality control and all that sort of stuff with subcontractors. But yeah, we're really happy with the team we've got. Everyone gets along with all our carpenters as well. So it makes it fairly easy, but it's taken a lot of work to get that team cohesion, if you like.
It's an interesting one, just sort of going on to the aspect of how varied our teams actually are, from the people that work directly for us to the subbies and that sort of thing. How long have you guys found fostering those relationships with all those guys and bringing them into the way that you work and the way that you sort of want to present that to clients and that sort of thing? Like, for me, I know it's taken years to foster a lot of these relationships with certain trades and suppliers and that sort of thing. And how have you found it when you've actually brought guys into the way that you work and the way that you want to present all of this? Have they jumped on board with you to be able to sort of go with the way that you'd like to sort of do all that, or have you found some resistance in guys that haven't wanted to do that?
Yeah, I think that's a good point because it does take a long time to develop a good team. I think particularly with subcontractors, like Matt was saying, you've got half a dozen sort of staff we have, but then there's a lot of subcontractors. There's a couple of dozen probably or more, and you develop a good relationship over time. And the ones that are good, you tend to stick with, and you nurture it a bit more, and it gets better. So that's what we've developed over time. But it takes a long time because we've noticed when someone retires or someone gives it away, or, we had a painter that decided to move down the coast a couple of years ago, and he was sort of working full time for us. So that changed the dynamic a fair bit because we had to find someone else. So we went through 3 or 4 before we found someone that sort of fitted, sort of got along well and worked with what we were doing and the type of work we were doing, because it's a different type of work that a lot of us are doing as well. We're not all doing the same sort of stuff. And some of the use the painter as an example, he might not like doing the type of work we do, whereas some other painters might like doing the type of work we do, because it just depends on what they're set up for, what sort of team they're running. There's quite a bit in it, isn't there? And I think over time you do nurture a team. Like the guys, I've found that bringing good guys up through the ranks from apprentices and just getting a good relationship with them and getting them used to the way we work and getting that team harmony sort of set up in place, you get better productivity out of sort of, say, 4 blokes instead of 6, really, when you got the right ones, because they're all happy, they've all got each other's back, they like working together, and they all enjoy what they're doing, sort of thing. So that's what I've been working on, trying to get systems like that to operate over the last few years, particularly since, starting with the group we're in, with Mick and all the help he's given us in that area. That's the path I've been going in, and it definitely does work, working on purpose statements and working on trying to just have the team meetings like we always talk about, make sure everyone's on the same page, make sure everyone's happy, make sure everyone knows they're appreciated, all that sort of stuff. So
It is exactly it. I mean, the value and the inclusion of the team. It's really sort of one of those pivotal things that when it comes to building businesses, there's so many moving parts. Obviously, getting everybody on the same page is obviously the one of the most difficult things that we have to sort of contend with as builders. And I guess you could say when it comes to the differences in building companies, whether you're small, whether you're medium, whether you're large, the team and the culture that sort of come into the companies as well. How much do you guys see as ourselves being really inclusive of clients and bringing them in to be part of the team during a build?
A lot of the issues that we've had in the past has been because the team of subcontractors and the owners have gone not gone about their own way, but they've just been on different paths.
Mm.
So, the electrician will be thinking he's doing it this way, and then the owner thinks it should be done the other way, as in, positions of things. And so, as with anything, it's communication gets it done and done right, so that at the end of the day, the subcontractors and your team of carpenters, whether they're subcontractors or whether they're full-time permanent members, without the communication to them about setting, expectations and responsibilities, and also visions, like vision casting with them as well. If you're not doing that, they got no idea. They're just turning up doing their job, and then the owners have got no idea. So I think it's very important to include, like, the inclusiveness of everyone being on the same path is a big tick to be able to make sure it works.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. And I guess that gets into that aspect of how much clients actually fall into being part of the team as well, and how included they are, so that whether they've got this grand vision and we're all trying to sort of work towards it, how much they're actually sort of opening up to being part of the team as well. I don't know if you guys find that sometimes you get, as we know, a lot of people like to keep their cards close to their chest and they don't want to talk about certain things. But just sort of getting a lot of that information out and getting that across to your team, do you find that we get a better outcome with a project when everybody's sort of getting on that same page and being able to sort of get that lines of communication right across, and vision casting and sharing all of that, so that then, yeah, we get the best.
I think you do. I think, yeah, 100% you do. In terms of the client, though, I don't know whether it's quite the same. It's only because they're only a short short-term member of the team sort of thing. So I think involving them is very important. Communication is very important because that will eliminate the issues that can arise if they know what's going on and they understand why you're doing what you're doing and all that sort of stuff. So I think you need to, or we need to make sure our team are doing the right thing by our clients in that regard when we're not there, to make sure that they're kept updated, make sure that the communication is good so they know what's going on. And because, people are trusting you to, well, they need to trust you to do their project because that's why they've employed you, because if they knew how to do it themselves, they'd be doing it themselves. So sometimes, some people get to the point where they're trying to tell you how to do your job, aren't you? So you sort of got to nip that in the bud a little bit, just explain that to them. So, you've trusted us to do the job, you need to trust us to do it and sort of leave us to do it sort of thing. And maybe we should make sure we keep you informed and keep you updated with what's happening. So that part of it, I think, is very important. But I think we need to also make sure our team know that as well, that, like we've been taught, the quality of the client's experience is what we're sort of doing here. It's not the actual project itself. The job's a job and any tradesman can do the job. It's how they treat the people along the way that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Mm,
It's
definitely.
also that saying that we use in black belt, and it's not just in black belt, but that the team's performance is a direct reflection of the quality of the leadership. Like if we're not doing the right thing and we're not vision casting and having our meetings and even telling them when they're doing a good job, like otherwise they just turn up just, oh, this is just a job that I've got to do. They've got no care and they've got no concern other than, do the job, get paid, get out and on to the next one. Whereas if you can involve them from the start and then give them all the information about why you're doing it and all that sort of stuff, it's going to make the experience so much better for the client, for you, and for all of them as well.
Yeah, if they're are enjoying what they're doing and they're in a happy and, much more, a good frame of mind, then that's going to rub off all the way down the line. So that's 100%. So we've got to make sure that they're appreciated and make sure they're told that they're appreciated. And then we need to, like we do with our team meetings here, just talk to them about what they do like, what they don't like, where we need to improve, what they think we can get their input from them, keep them as feeling like they're part of the team and feeling like they're, what's the word, more important. They're not just an employee that's turning up to get paid. They're actually there to do something they enjoy doing, and we enjoy having them there and we appreciate having them there. And it's not just about getting paid and getting to the next job, because that will flow on down the line, like you say, won't it?
Mm. And
Yeah,
I think like regular touch points with that as well. They've been able to not just think that things are going the right, along well on the surface. They might be underneath. They might not be. So that communication and the meetings and the catch ups and all that sort of stuff. I think that's a really important one.
Yeah, 100%. Because if they've got issues going on behind the scenes, if they've got problems at home or they've got, family issues and things like that, you don't want to pry because it's not your business. But if you're paying their wages every week, it sort of does become a bit of your business. But you've got to go the right way about it. You've got to be there to support them, help them, and give them what they need. Not so much just, being the old grumpy boss that stands over and telling them what to do, sort of thing. Because that's been proven that old methods don't really work too well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it sounds like we've touched on a fair bit of the fun part of team. Going from that, I think, Matt, I think there was one question that you had in there. I can't remember what it was, but we discussed it before sort of getting on here. But yeah, there was one question that really sort of stood out, that when it comes to team for yourself, that you were umming and ahhing about whether it's pivotal at the moment to be discussing it. So just wondering if you could throw that question out there, because I think it's a good one.
Yeah, the question that I had was of how important it is for the team leader to, like, his approach, how that sets up the success of the project and the team and I think, like, we've answered a couple of those pinpoints in this now today, but I know I've worked in companies before, apprenticeship days and qualified days, and even not part of construction where, it was just a job. Turn up, do your job, go home, get paid. And I used to, you'd always use up all your sick leave that year, all your entitlements, because you didn't want to be at work. The work that we've done with Black Belt and Mick and Julie, learning about how to provide for the team and be there, understanding and listening and all these touch points. They're really good for the team, but if the team leader's not in the right mindset, geez, that can filter down pretty quick. Like if you're not feeling good, you're not doing good, basically. I know I've been guilty of it before, where you're stressed and you're worried about this and that and the other. The first thing that you seem to forget is the leadership side of things. Like you sort of you forget to let them go. You do a lot of micromanaging because you're not wanting mistakes to be there and you're wanting it all to be perfect and fixed and whatnot. But sometimes that's the worst thing you can do, is that micromanaging and telling people what to do rather than allowing them to learn, and whether it is through mistakes or not. We've had it happen before where guys have made mistakes, thankfully not big mistakes, but little day, you might have cost you a day here and a day there to be able to fix something up that has gone wrong, or it has a flow-on effect to other trades, and you lose time, you lose money and all that sort of stuff. I think the most important thing for us as leaders and business owners is to make sure that we allow them to be able to come up with the answers as to why it happened and things like that, and not be as, I'm still catching myself with that micromanagement, shocking for it, but at least I'm trying, to bring that awareness out, to make me a better leader for them.
It's the best way for them to learn, though, too. I mean, we all make mistakes growing up. It's all part of life, isn't it? So you're not going to learn if you don't make mistakes. And no one can say that they don't make mistakes because they're lying, aren't they? It's just a way of life.
Yeah.
So I think it's important. I think it's the best learnings. I think standing over them, micromanaging these, just kind of piss them off, basically,
Turn
isn't
them
it?
into robots,
Yeah.
basically.
Whereas
Yeah,
if you let them make their own mistakes and then make them fix them, well, that's going to be the best learnings they can have. And it's,
Yeah.
you can't say the mistakes don't happen because they're always going to happen. It's how you fix them and how you go about them that makes you better and improve along the way, don't you?
It even goes as far to say that, with our mindset and everything that we learn, we need to be learning more each day about ourselves in order to be better for them. Like if we're not growing, how can we expect them to grow? And if you're not growing, you're on that plateau, and you're not going to have those good things happen. It'll just be a bit tentative. So yeah, learning as much as you can. Like even today, for an example, Wayno, who we all know, he messaged me the link for Blueprint for the base program for Mick and Julie, just to get on there at 8:30 this morning. I'm still on holidays, so I thought, yeah, why not get on there and contribute a little bit. There was a guy on there that is, in that base program before black belt, still learning all the 3 pillars and all that sort of stuff. But to be able to provide him with a bit of leadership and contribution, like, it allows us to learn as well by teaching. So I found it really, really powerful, actually, just being on there for that hour today. It was really good.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your time to sort of join us for recording of the podcast today. And I want to send a massive thanks out to everybody listening as well. We do this podcast so that you guys can get the best out of any building project that's going on for you. And yeah, guys, thank you again. Really good to hear some stuff about team and how we actually value our teams and the contribution that they're all making, whether it is actually direct with the client or whether it's just all the guys in the back of the house that are just taking care of everything. But yeah, thank you guys, and we will see everybody on the next podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to Builders Beyond Borders. If today's episode helped you feel more prepared, clearer, or more confident, share it with a mate who's planning their own build or reno. Got a question about building, renovating, or working with tradies? Send it our way. We might cover it in a future episode. And don't forget to hit follow or subscribe so you never miss the real stories, practical tips, and builder insights we've got coming your way. Everything shared on this podcast is based on our experiences and those of our guests. It's general info only. Any reliance on the information provided is done at your own risk.